Good evening. Welcome to Soni Irabor Live. I'm taking it easy tonight. It's the last edition of the year, I think. Or maybe last but one, I'm not so sure anymore. Yes, the next edition will be 3rd of January, and that will be in a new year. So we're going to start discussing things like that. But things are ending in a strange way in Nigeria. I mean, Christmas Day bombing by Trump, and every African is talking about it. And then, of course, insecurity that we are ending the year with. We hope that this will be a good sign for things, for those protagonists of such evil who think about it twice and say they won't do it again. I hope so. But then we're also looking at the fact that the year has been very positive and negative for different people and different shades of opinions. Then we have returnees who are coming back to Nigeria from way back, the Jakpa and Jakpadas. And one of them is my guest this evening. Her name is Dr. Upiomoh. She will be able to give us the correct pronunciation and correct introduction of the things she does. Okay? Dr. Upiomoh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
The pretty lady you are seeing here, and wait till you hear her. Yes, please go ahead. Can we hear more about the things you do? That's why I said, let me play safe.
Thank you so much, Uncle Soni. Yes, I'm Dr. Upiomoh. I'm a civilizational educator.
Civilizational
educator.
Civilizational educator.
Yes.
Okay, oh, please carry on.
Thank you. So what I do is through indigenous wisdom and ancient ways, we're able to provide, I provide sense and wisdom in order to help us build our nations, ourselves, our communities.
Sense and wisdom.
Yes. So through historical cultural periods, we're able to harness those wisdom that we can use to construct our society in a way that will provide the results that we're seeking.
That looks like a very big, how would I put it now? It's something I would like to say is a missing link in the Nigerian psyche.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So how can we then put things together?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
How can we?
It has to start from us willing and ready to learn. It has to start from us recognizing that the elephant is big, That means the problem we have to solve is so big. But to finish that elephant or even cow, you have to start by little chunks. So we have to first have the heart to be open to learn. There is lots that we can learn. We've had successful civilization, and it is the knowledge of that rich past that we can take us through. So my work covers through leadership, governance, culture, heritage, education. For example, there's a lot of complaints about who we are as a people in Nigeria, but it starts with the educational piece. When you decide to build human beings of values that are whole, when education is targeted to support the whole human being, so that is a human being of elevated mind and not credential education, credential pieces,
well,
then...
You know, the Nigerian of today is seen by other Africans especially as unnecessarily assertive.
Yes.
Or if I say over-assertive.
Yes.
But some of them are seen also as not exhibiting enough sense and wisdom as you're applying.
Yes.
Is that what gave you the reason to look deeper into that?
Yes, sir, because at the end of the day, we have harnessed, we have inherited the foreign philosophy, foreign way of educating. The foreign way of educating is for you to respond to the labor market, respond to the agenda, the political agenda of the day. At the end of the day, we all suffer for it. And at the end of the day, that's why you have many people with a lot of credentials, PhDs, doctorates, master's degree and all of that, but they are not educated. Amamaza, my beautiful mother, doctor mentioned, it says, you can't say you're educated when you don't know about yourself. So what I bring to the table is that wholesome piece to make for a holistic human being, as a leader, as a professional, as a mother, as a child, as a wife, as a husband, as a human being. What makes me a quality human being is what I bring to the table to help people harness that full potential, that destiny they've come to be. That's what I do in my work, yes. That's what I do in my work. That's what I do in my discipline. When I do trainings for diplomats, I'm helping them as leaders. How can you even within the harness the big pool of corruption, of corrupted hands? So I'm not there to say, oh, this is corrupt, that is, I'm there to help you even in the midst of where you are. How can you apply yourself to fulfill your purpose? Yeah.
You're saying charity should begin at home.
Begin at home, yes.
Well, for charity to begin at home, I have to look deeply at myself.
Exactly.
And say, well, no matter what it takes, I should be able to live by example, right?
Bam, that's it.
Bam.
So,
I like that.
So when I do leadership trainings, right, they call my my leadership training the Dr. Upiomoh common sense way. I have this leadership common sense way,
which is not common.
Exactly, and this is among executive corporate bodies because they're like, it's unusual. We've not had it before. I always start when I say introduce yourself. I'm asking, okay, express something proud you'd like to share about your family. What is your purpose? And what is your purpose in this world as a leader, in where you work in? How can be, and they don't even understand the linkage between me as an executive and me talking about my purpose in a leadership.
Curiosity, before you came into the university, by the way, you studied in Canada?
I did, yes.
Okay. Before you got to Canada, what were you like? Did you see life from this perspective?
I tell you always, I will say that, and they always call me. You remember when Ray Power used to be the time in the day? So one of my nicknames were Ray Power, yeah. So because I always talked from that cultural perspective, even when I was here. I have studied in different parts of the world. So it is that collective exposure and experience.
I've just been advised by my producer that we should take a short break and then we'll sort out some technical issues and we'll be right back. This is really getting interesting. Okay, so we're back on track and welcome back. Yes, we were talking about how charity begins at home, but how did she start?
Yes.
Apparently you are an accultural woman.
Yeah.
Accultural. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yes, I was saying how when you win executive leadership trainings, and in my approach, I ask for your purpose and how do you express yourself or experience yourself in the purpose in your workplace. And sometimes they're surprised. What is that? What's the relationship between my home and here? And if as a leader you don't know your purpose, how can you even, what are you inspiring in yourself or in those you're leading? How can you, and what you realize is most of them are actually not leaders, they are managers and they don't even know how to lead. But it's not because they are wanting. What is wanting in it or in them is that they don't even have the education to enable them be leaders. So with Nigeria as a whole, you mentioned a lot is happening. Most of that can be fixed with proper education.
What is education to you?
Education is the transfer of knowledge, and that is one big thing we have missed. It's basic, is the transfer of knowledge from one generation to the other. And that transfer of knowledge, what is knowledge? Knowledge of yourself, self-mastery, character. Character building is beyond saying, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. That comes from roots. It comes from civilizational roots. It comes from culture. But we don't even know what culture is. We think it's just the wearing of gold and shoes and clothes. And we don't understand those things anymore. So at the end of the day, we lost because the foreign way that we have taken, it's a way that will always never be you. So you'll always find yourself wanting. You'll always find yourself not knowing. So you amass all these degrees and you don't even know who you are. So how can you say you're educated when you don't know who you are? And that is what we see represented in the workplace. That is what we see represented in life. People at 46 are still asking themselves, what am I here for? And you have people have all this prayer gathering and all that, fasting, looking for your purpose, like it's been written out on the paper, stuck in the bottle and thrown in the middle of the sea. So yeah, it's a whole...
I sometimes ask myself, what's the essence of being me if I cannot express my perspectives, my intentions, and so on and so forth?
Correct.
So is it right to be assertive?
There are different personalities, and sometimes, depending on your personality, you could be assertive. There is room for the different expression. And even if you're an assertive person, you'll know at the point where you don't have to be assertive. You know the point where, you see, when you grow up with culture, you understand the charm and rhythm of communication and speech. The art of speech, the art of proper communication is an art. You spend time to learn. I remember as a child, my background is in theater. I loved it so much, and I always aspired to be able to speak like the elders, where they spoke in charms, in riddles, in idioms, in proverbs. And in order for you to qualify to speak in proverbs, you have to have qualified for that manner of speaking.
It is always said that Africans, imbibe the natural way of reasoning because they grew up with their grandparents.
Yes.
I'm beginning to think you must have grown up with your
I did.
grandparents, their parents, and so there's a level of passing on, as you said earlier,
yes.
from one person to another. And so the child is well-grounded and nurtured.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But then, why is that not being reflected in the structure we have today, leadership and followership?
So there are some certain contexts. For me to even present myself to start talking, I have to show that I'm grounded in my ancestry, in who I am. I greet you all, my elders. I am Osholene, the daughter of Oshoboge, who is the son of Derisu, who is the son of Upiomoh, who is the son of Ukpo, who is the son of Ikpeha.
That's like
on my father's side. Exactly. On my mother's side, I am Osholene, the daughter of Iyesumi, who is the daughter of Atetekbe, who is the daughter of Agbawe, who is the daughter of Adekbeyoge, who is the daughter of Yaga.
For a young lady like you, one would expect, many will not, they will say, wait, what's she saying? What's she talking about? And then how do you react when children or young people react when you start to
So in Canada, in Ontario, I'm a partner with the largest board in the entire Ontario, in the entire Canada, and is also the largest board in the entire North America. So when I deliver these workshops, and depending on the form of workshop, sometimes they call and they want me to deliver workshops specifically on indigenous wisdom and knowledge and how it can be used to solve certain problems.
Let me stop you there, please. Yes. Wisdom and what was that?
Indigenous.
Okay,
indigenous
so we'll be right back because we must take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Right, Soni Irabor Live. Yeah, of course, there will always be commercial breaks, and we're happy about all that, because that's where the whole matter of payment for structure and the way things should go comes in. However, we're talking about culture, not structure.
Yes, sir.
Although structure is very, very relevant. So,
structure is an important fabric. Culture is the structure that gives the foundation and helps the house standing.
Please, make you talk again.
Make I talk again?
Yes.
I go talk again. Culture is the structure that provides the foundation for the house to stand, for humanity to stand. But when you lack culture, imagine a house without structure will fall. So because we are lacking culture, that is why we are where we are today. There used to be a time, even in the English language, they will say, he is barbaric, for he is a man without culture. So we're throwing our culture away, going after things that looks fancy, then say, you know, we all want go Yibo. And I asked an elder, I said, but if you talk of Africa in this light, how can it be so magnificent when you go, you see dirty roads, you see all of that? He says, well, what he can say is, Oyibo place, you only fine for eye. If it is so beautiful like that, why is it that their youths don't want to leave? Killing themselves every minute, the statistics is there. But before the commercial break, we were talking about knowing yourself deep into your ancestry.
Yes.
How does it impact? And you were saying, how do people react? When I'm doing presentations for kids or indigenous workshops, and those introductions come and happen, all of a sudden, children begin to ask the questions. I like that. I want to know that. And even before the workshop ends, they will say, I would like to start introducing myself like that today. Those who end up, because over there the family is well fractured. Those who end up not having that, because part of the teaching is be encouraged as a way of you not to see yourself as a disadvantage, but you can see what is possible.
There's a problem here. Education, to me, and a lot of other people who have expressed their observations, appears very empty. We're not educating our children the way we ought to.
Yes.
And because of that, there's a lag, there's something missing, a void.
Yes, sir.
So how can we rekindle that to the point of allowing the child to rediscover his or herself, him or herself, and therefore know where his or her root is from?
In order to do it, a nation and if the family, the father, the mother have to decide that they want to do that. Then when you decide you want to do
children
that,
without parents or children with one parent?
The guardian, like if I had an opportunity to speak to someone with access or the Ministry of Education, and I actually see that they have good programs right now, especially school-related programs, which is very good. I would say, give me an opportunity to show you how. Part of what I do in my work, I teach families how to educate their children for them to be wholesome.
Wholesome.
Not for them to have papers and credentials. As I say, I even have 70-year-old call me that are highly referenced in their community. And they're asking to learn things. For example, if a 70-year-old who is referred to as a queen mother called you to say, please, what does it mean to be a woman?
70.
I'm telling you. Then you will now tell me education. Then education almost no longer exists when you don't know yourself. You've not been educated. You've been indoctrinated. You have been programmed to fulfill an agenda.
The problem, programmed
to fulfill an agenda for which the compensation for you is what has also been defined as success: the big house, the ability to spend the cash, the ability to be, because now for what you lack within, education is supposed to bring what is inside out. But because you now lack what is within, you make up for it with materialism, to always compensate for what you lack within. But once you have something within, you will thrive anywhere, even if you...
I'm sorry, I have to bring a bit of politics into this.
Yes.
Leadership, followership.
Yes.
So a leader is supposed to be one who leads by example.
By example.
That appears to be reduced in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
I know many would not like me for saying this, but there's not enough example shown in leadership. And so those who are following don't even know what to learn from, who to learn from, what to learn at all, or even know how to obey.
Yes, sir.
So how do we handle that?
Yeah, so We don't have leadership in the first place in the most part, again, because there is no, the education to make a leader does not exist. But what we have is a lot of titles, leadership titles or positions. So we have people who are not leaders occupying positions or titles. So, but when you ask the question, what is leadership? Is leadership a title? Is it a position? So in Nigeria, our beautiful country, I will encourage to say, for those of us in those positions of power, learn there is opportunity for you to learn to be a leader. Because leadership is that responsibility you need, that even a 20-year-old without a leadership title or position is a leader or can be a leader. Does that make sense? So what we have today, again, is because we have taken on a philosophy of thought. We've taken on foreign cultures, foreign ideology that has produced what is being produced.
But those foreign ideologies don't reflect in the foreigners themselves. They appear to be more, they seem to recognize better what their roles are than we ourselves who are copying them.
Yes, the problem is because we have left our cow and we are pursuing a snake for meat. So it makes us mad. So that means we've thrown away what we have and we cannot copy fully what we are trying to copy because it's not us, we don't understand it. So we are losing in every way.
Wow.
So we're saying that it'd be like we say, okay, look at now, I'm speaking English. Can I outspeak English with the accent more than an Englishman?
No. No.
So I can't do say, I know Sabi speak my language. I don't interpret it for you. Okusoni, can I interpret it in your
Yes, so what? Feel free. This is Nigeria.
You see?
This is your camera. Yeah, that's your camera.
Yeah, it's naturally flowing, right? Okay,
Yes.
all right. So it can't be say my own language. Oh, I know Sabi speak. The same English when I say I won't try this so that I will be something. I will be looked as important as they don't deceive us rich. I know still Sabi speak. I can't go my papa place or my mama place. I be stranger. I go Oyibo place. I be stranger. You know, the me don't lose finish.
Lost.
Yeah. Now what thing they do?
Oh my goodness, that's a serious one. Middle of nowhere.
I am now in the middle of nowhere. So I say, let me copy the foreign conduct. I can't even do it well because it's foreign to me. Let me quickly explain, because I know you'll be asking some other stuff. I want to quickly explain the importance of culture, what it really means, and I'll explain it in an analogy. Let's imagine that we have, when I was doing my master's work, thesis, that was when this idea came, right? So let's imagine that we have a fish. The golden fish is so beautiful, they say it has no hiding place. And it stays in where? The river.
Yes.
The shark, let's use a whale, for example, lives in an ocean. So we have salt river water and salt water. And we may say that an ocean is an ocean. Anyways, water is water. Now imagine that you now take the goldfish that lives in river water, fresh water, put it in the ocean. Now take the whale that lives in the salt ocean water, put it in the river. Good.
They can never feel at all.
You can just imagine. Now the process of death starts immediately. And the death of the different death will occur, but it will take a different pattern. But you may say, water is water. So that is what is happening to us as human beings. The Creator has made us all with the specific culture that serves as structure to enable our becoming. So when we reject what is naturally ours to make us powerful, and then we go after, which is another, it's really our destruction. There was a writing. It was the people of Sonia. I may be wrong, but check it. But the phrase goes like that. It was a philosopher going through the path, and he says, what happened to the people of Sonia? The land of Sonia was empty, was deserted. Now, I don't know, I had a writing on that actually, but I don't know now if the word is Sonia or something like that. But the importance of the phrase that makes importance, it says, they forgot their language. They forgot their history, they forgot their language, and now they are no more.
And no more.
Yeah.
You know, the Mayan empire was like that.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it disappeared. And nobody till now knows where they ended up. But of course, some of their people mingled with other tribes and other groups. But that core group of Mayan empire went completely about 600 years ago.
Yes, sir. It's happening. It's happening everywhere where it's an indigenous, where there are indigenous contexts. Even
At this stage, we're going to take another short break for commercials. As I said, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm with Dr. Upiomoh. She's one person, as I said, she looks so, well, beautiful, young, and flowery and everything. Yeah. But she has a lot up her head. PhD for that matter. Anyway, PhD not be small matter. Let's look at Nigerian politics and African politics. Why? Who is above the law in all of this? Because it appears there's no respect for the rule of law. When you talk about foundation, culture, and everything, it's not reflected in the way politics is played in Nigeria.
Yeah, the nature of politics by itself is corruption.
Ooh.
Yes, so that's the nature of politics by itself. And the introduction of politics to humanity is pretty new. So when you told the year is 2025, as now we're starting to celebrate 2026, you may want to start asking yourself, 2025 of what? 2026 of what? Does it mean the world is only 2025 years old and all of that? You say, no, everyone is celebrating the new year and all of that. What new year? Because nothing new begins in January in nature. Nothing is growing. In the other parts of the world, it's winter. In other parts of the world, it's cold. Cold means death.
Okay, so even the weather determines the structure.
Exactly.
4 seasons.
Exactly.
But in Nigeria, they only have 2 seasons.
Yes.
Rain and wet, dry and wet season.
So the key is politics itself. Okay, I'm relating it to the new year.
Yeah.
New year in January is political. That by itself is a corruption of nature. So you want to ask yourself, if this concept of politics introduced to humanity was 2025 years ago, what was humanity like before then? So that is where the ability to say, I'm a wholesome, educated being starts. Start from your ability to start asking questions and not focusing on. Things have now been reduced to the belly needing to be engaged with food.
What can I eat today? What is in it for me?
Exactly. Now, before it was, how did we exist outside politics? We exist in a way. I asked a quick question during some of our, and these are questions I'm asking to professors, I'm asking to CEOs of big companies. So I'm saying the fundamental of what makes a human being human, critical thinking, is gone. So when you ask, okay, what is the Maslow hierarchy of needs? Some remember, Uncle Sonny, can you mention some? But I won't bother you with that. I know you'll mention a few. But when you talk about the basic hierarchy of needs, which of course even Maslow usurped because it's an indigenous concept, we are going back to the basic needs of human, food. Then I will ask you, did your ancestors ensure that you ate?
It's true. Yes, they did.
Even without money, you cannot stroll and not come back with food to come and cook in the house.
True.
Then we ask another basic need of man, shelter. When your ancestors governed and ruled with the principles, did you ever know of homelessness? This is a question you ask all indigenous societies. They tell you no. Everyone was housed. Now you ask another question, another basic need, safety. And now everybody kidnapping. Did it exist when your ancestors governed life? When life was governed with your ancestral principle? Who bring and come? Who your ancestors live in your house, go another place, go kidnap person?
There was a reason to have money paid for grabbing a fellow human being for sale.
But everything now still with that. But again, the question becomes, even that concept of safety, we're talking about the things that built a society, a nation. Now, you don't cook. Then, because those basic needs, when they are achieved, then you now go now to the higher needs of self-actualization, of purpose, all of that, right? But now, we can't bring them whereby, waiting you just talk is a good sideway to now go into politics. What politics do is we have to take from them that which is essential for living. If you would have mentioned to our forebears that there will be a time you will pay for the water you will drink, they would not have been able to fathom it, what nature has given freely. And even there was still a time they will go bath in stream water. Now they use washcloth. Now with the fresh water, fresh river water. Now they use washcloth. Now with the bath, everything. Now the same water, now for Yibo, then they buy to drink.
In bottles for them.
In bottles. The one when they use for cooking everything. Now shit water.
Hey.
Then say then clean them. I don't know what happens then they clean shit. But they call it recycling. Now then they call modern living as a right. So anyway, make I come quick answer your question.
I'm really enjoying this.
No, it's in their record now. Go this and I know they make a change that they stay. So now we go come say again. So you see the well when we know they happy for the borehole when we get water, fresh water from the ground. For you to even have it there, nature. For you to have it over there, you need permits, you need to go way outside the city, you need bylaws you must observe and obey for you to have a well. So I try make I answer your question. That's why you will never find me at a point where I'm criticizing the country, Nigeria. I'm just framing it as lack of education, we don't know who we are. We don't know what we got, and we still don't even know what we got. Now, when I visited in about 3-4 years ago, when petrol still be 167 naira or something, I was begging because people were complaining. I said, "But you have the cheapest petrol in the world." I was begging. But when they look at commentate, because what have happened when you're not an educated being, you have all these credentials, but you're not educated. You are smart because you do what Oyibo teach you to do, what the foreigners, that's why you're really smart. But when you're not educated, thinking for yourself becomes hard work. So everyone wants with the masses take up something. Even Canada, when they are, at that time, Canada petrol was for 1 liter was $1.70 something, almost $2. I begged them, I said, but you have it cheap. You have not seen anywhere in the world where is this cheap. Even them say they subsidize. What is the thing about? But everybody said this, that, then before you know it, they do as they say, then they realize it does not make sense.
But how can we rethink, our thought processes that will say we must believe in ourselves, our effort, and what nature gives us?
Well, in life, there are two things in life when we come to this world. We're looking at the material world and the non-material world. Bam, right? No argument with that. You have to question, what is that thing that goes inside me to define, to produce my intellect, What is that thing that goes inside me to produce my spirit self, which these days maybe is understood as religion, whatever that is. If the outcome of these things going inside you is producing yourself in a way you will rather experience differently, then question it, then change that thing going inside. I put it
How can you change it? If the environment is such that it actually causes a confusion in you,
yes,
where you don't know what to change and how to go about changing it.
Yeah, so in China, they had a great revolutionary change. What they did was that change came within a generation. Now, but it happened because they had leadership. You see, it happened because they had leadership. And so within a generation, China was going through a very destructive, dark phase after the war with Japan and after all of that. So they had to reconstruct their society. To reconstruct it, they protected their society from outside influence.
For 40 years or thereabouts.
Yes, for a generation.
Mao Zedong, I think.
Yeah. And now, what is China? China is a cultural city. They don't speak English. They live most of them in their community in Canada. They have many Chinatowns. They live there for 20-something years. They don't even speak English. They don't look to speak English. They have banks, all institutions now have Mandarin or this other language. They have to serve you in that language because you have asserted yourself as a civilization to be reckoned with. So it is the culture that we're running from that is able to build us, nothing else. So how can that be fixed? So in a country as Nigeria, where we plague with corruption, we can start doing that. I don't have access to the power that those in leadership position have.
Well, the power watches programs.
Exactly.
So they should be listening.
Exactly. So what happened is, and I'm not making a sweeping statement that we don't have leaders at all. But what I'm saying is we have many people in access of power that are not leaders.
We have a responsibility.
Without the responsibility of leadership. However, you could say, you know what, I have this access, I have this power. We can then begin with pilot projects. So because what happened, for you to be a politician in most cases than none in the country, it's a thing of partners in crime. So a lot of people have put their hands in things to put you there where you say, okay, what do I get? I give you this. So your hands are tied. So that's the reality with the corruption situation. My focus is, in spite of it, there is something you can do to still give you peace of mind, to still know that, you know what, the better, they don't get time when belle the full finish. So they don't get money when you say, you know, go finish and all of that, and you hoard it. So it's a matter of, maybe in this case, give to Caesar what Caesar's and to God what's God, or how that is said. So you can begin by doing pilot projects, this incremental change. Look at it as a drop in the ocean that makes the ripple effect. Instead of looking for this big, massive change that may never come due to the intensity of corruption around you, look to see who of integrity you can work with. We're doing this pilot project that begins to create the change you want to see. I give you an example. Recently, we had a meeting with a university, and the chancellor, the heads of the schools keep asking, what is it we can do to produce graduates that are different, that you know that they come from here? It's a fundamental question that they can answer. Because though they are chancellors, they will say they are educational leaders, but they don't even know the meaning of education. Okay. They don't even know the history of the education they teach.
We'll take another last break, and by the time we come back, we'll go into civilization and how it will help or aid us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. What is civilization to you? Let's hear from my guest. Civilization.
What is civilization to me? Civilization, I will say how my ancestors understood it. I'm humbled enough to know that I'm in a world full of so much issues and problems that and in life, you don't necessarily count on your opinions. You look at what those with great wisdom who has shown result through their wisdom, what they are teaching, what they are saying. Civilization represents a state of the height of the culture of humanity. The greatest civilization that has existed and continues to exist, and it's based on that even the meat of what is represented as the modern society has come from is still the Chem civilization.
The who?
Chem.
Okay.
So today we will understand that civilization has been referred to as the civilization of ancient Egypt. So even the foreign lands say that Egypt is the light of the world. It is the light of the world for a reason. But our ancestors never called it Egypt. They call it Mesra.
What?
Mesra. Okay. Iture or Mesra. Mesra, yeah. And that is in the language called the Medu. The Medu. So the Medu is the language that the Greeks refer to as hieroglyphics. Yeah, meaning holy writings, the writings still on the wall. So those were the things that it was from that civilization that the foundation of this modern civilization has been established. So we talk about education, which is the formation of the human being, where education within our indigenous context is that refers to spiritual education. So in a way, it's initiation. Spiritual education to help your spirit remember where it's coming from the non-material world, the mission it's coming to this life to do, and what you need to do your mission. In that civilization, ambitions never existed.
Ambition never existed?
Ambition never existed.
We have little time to go, yeah? Okay.
Okay. So ambition is the currency that politics, the modern society introduced to get the average human being to abandon their mission, their goal on earth through the reincarnation they come into, in order to pursue desires with fleeting gains.
Nigerians have over-pursued their desires. So as we conclude, we have less than 30 seconds.
Oh, less than 30 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
Time flies.
Yes, okay. I see that. Yeah. So what would you like me to conclude on?
You know, in every situation, how do you see Nigeria today? In 30 seconds, what should we be doing?
We have hope. Let's open ourselves to re-education of our bodies, mind, and spirit. And the source of that education should come from your culture. If you don't know what that frame of reference should be, you have me reach out to me. I'm Dr. Upiomoh. You can see me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not good with social media, but you can definitely find a way of reaching me. I think my name is somewhere on the screen.
Okay. For Soni Irabor Live, I will just ask you to subscribe and share and like, and we'll be very happy. That's the new social media language, right?
Yes.
Thank you for being with us on Soni Irabor Live tonight. And we've had some serious mind lecture, I should say, mental lecture, right?
All right.
And Dr. Upiomoh.
Dr. Upiomoh.
Upiomoh. Thank you so much for
Thank you, sir.
giving us your time.
Yes, sir.
Soni Irabor Live signing off, and see you again next week. In the new year, Happy New Year.